part of their story. That is why we have created the first virtual impact show in 2024 to give our accommodation and site members, as well as our travel businesses, the opportunity to share the incredible work that they are doing and to show the world that it is possible when tourism is driven by purpose and heart, that we can really accelerate together. Last year was an incredibly inspiring gathering of 12 hours of action-packed presentations, where we really wanted to celebrate best practice from across the globe. And we reached over 1,600 people from all around the world. And I'm thrilled that we are here now for the second time. So just for today's highlights, as you may have seen, we have a really great lineup of members and friends of the Long Run that are sharing their projects, their progress, but also their learnings. Nobody is perfect in our community. I am not, also the Long Run team is not, but we have found over the last 15 years that sharing our journey and just where we are at is actually the best way to inspire others that we can make a positive impact on the industry. So today we are going to hear from members from all around the world, from Nicoy in Indonesia to Nepalat in the Philippines, Six Senses in the Maldives, to Batu in Malaysia, Zaruni Base Camp in Kenya with Kicheche, Rudbos and Singita in South Africa, Castle Leslie in Ireland, Cottage Safaris in Kenya, Huilo in Chile, Nomad Lodges in Colombia, and in Brazil and Buena in Costa Rica. We also have a great panel discussion lined up with Mamta from She Changes Climate and Cormac from the Green Council on the rights of nature and the gender dynamics shaping conservation. And new this year is we are throwing two of our technology partners into the hot seat. Today, Bruce Jones from Earth Ranger is going to showcase the incredible work that they're doing in conservation with several of our members as case studies. And tomorrow, the team from Restore will showcase how their technology is supporting the largest global restoration community, a network that the Long Run will be joining in June this year. I know earmarking several hours today and tomorrow is a lot to ask from us, but I hope that you will listen to our members and their work. So please hang around for as long as you can. You will see that the sessions will fly by. They have been structured in 7-minute intervals, and that there is so much to learn from all of these leaders in tourism and conservation on the ground. But before we start off, I just wanted to say 2 words about who is the Long Run. So the Long Run started in 2009 by 9 founding members from all around the world. The Long Run was always based as a community organization. So we were not founded by 1 person, but by 9 to make sure we are creating an organization that is truly inspiring for everybody and that is providing value over the years as our needs change and as our aspirations move on. We have then progressed and became an NGO in 2015 and a UK-registered charity in 2017. And we are continuously there to help support, connect and inspire our members to really be the best version of themselves, to put sustainability into the heart of their operation by looking at conservation, community, culture and commerce, and by striving for excellence. The Long Run community spreads all around the world. We started in Kenya, where I am based for the last 15 years, and there's a stronghold in Africa as a result. But it is a global team. It's a global community that is thinly spread throughout all 4 corners of the world, because we want to learn from each other. What has been trialed and tested in Hawaii could be as relevant as what is needed in New Zealand. Also, what comes from Brazil can inspire somebody in the Maldives. Despite our difference, what unites us is our passion for sustainability and driving positive change. In 2021, we also realized that we don't want to obviously create islands of best practices. So while the community may have started with focusing on accommodation and site members, so tourism businesses that own, manage or influence areas of biodiversity, we expanded our reach and are now strongly also working with travel businesses all around the world, because we need to work with the entire value chain in order to drive sustainability in the industry. and their power to not only support those projects and activities on the ground that drive real meaning, they also have a huge other network of people that they can support, that they can impact. So it has a massively multiplier effect. And last but not least, the long run has been built on collaboration. That's how we were created, but we also collaborate with many others. It is important because ultimately we want the industry to be more sustainable. So we are working with players globally, regionally, nationally, in order to really make sure that sustainability and tourism be seen as a force for good to drive the sustainable development agenda is seen and recognized at the role that they can play. So before we then dive into the incredible work of our members and what they are doing on the ground, I'm excited to share a few insights from our 2024 impact report. The report will only be released tomorrow, so these are some snippets that are not yet publicly available. We are a small team, and if you've joined from the first minute, you've seen our faces. We are only 9, but we are still trying to support everybody to the best of our abilities. And I'm really excited about the incredible work our team is doing, and I'm hugely grateful for their dedication and their commitment to the long run and to our members. And I think that the report this year really reflects the collective impact of our entire community. It really highlights that the dedication of our members across the tourism value chain, the people that are working with integrity, with imagination, and with deep care for the places and the companies and communities that they serve. Across our global network with more than 80 members now and already 88 by May now, we've seen a very powerful example of nature-based tourism businesses driving restoration and resilience, even in the face of many challenges and many obstacles in their way. Creating this report and gathering the data behind it isn't just about ticking boxes for us. It is about working with our members to meaningful capture and communicate the positive changes that they are creating. At the long run, data management, impact reporting are taken very seriously. It isn't easy. It isn't easy for us, and it isn't easy for our members. And not all members were able to share their data. And some data shared may not be perfect, but we are all doing our best, and we will strive to be better year on year. We'll explore the role of data actually more deeply in tomorrow's panel discussion, which is focusing on measure to manage, to make sure we all can support this data journey so we can share the role that we are playing to drive positive change. But for now, we are proud to really present this snapshot of the impact on behalf of our members. So in a nutshell, in 2024, our members supported the stewardship of more than 23 million acres of land and sea. Together, they improved the lives of over 350,000 people, and they engaged and celebrated 116 cultures and invested over 70.3 million into conservation community culture. In addition, another 70 million is invested in salaries, many of which will go to local community members. We have also celebrated Swallow Kalahari's Reserve in South Africa, which attained the Global Ecosphere Retreat status as the 12th members to reach this milestone on their sustainability journey. And we welcomed 9 new members and 3 new supporters to the community. In 2024, the Long Run team doubled in size with the addition of 4 regional hub managers based in Latin America and North America to serve the global north, in South Africa and in Asia to strengthen our ability to offer regionally tailored support. Over the past year, we provided more than 1,000 hours of direct member support through check-in calls, online guidance, and anything that was needed, and conducted more than 14 in-depth multi-day on-site visits to collaboratively explore the challenges and the opportunities for improvement with our members on the ground. We also continue to make the case closely on consistency that small-scale independent tourism businesses are delivering high impact over outcomes for both people and planet. We presented our members and the role of tourism in driving positive change on the global stage at 9 major tourism and climate events, including COP29, Pure, Via Africa, LATA Expo, and many others. We also deepened our collaboration with global partners such as the UN Decade for Restoration, 1% for the Planet, and the Earthshot Prize, helping position nature-based tourism as a key part of the global sustainability agenda. Finally, we revised our Global Ecosphere Retreat standard to align more closely with the SDGs, with the ESG frameworks, and the Global Biodiversity Framework. Once again, with the idea to raising the bar for what nature-based tourism can achieve when purpose and impact come together and can accelerate positive changes on the ground. So when you look at the Long Run's collective impact on conservation, which is the foundation of the Long Run, we can see that in 2024, our community directly managed and supported or influenced over 23 million acres of land and sea, and more than 1.5 million acres were under direct stewardship. Together, members are supporting and protecting nearly 12,000 plant species and over 4,000 animal species, many of which are on the IUCN Rest list. This is a very powerful testament to the care and the commitment shown across our members and their commitment to collaborate with others to protect the ecosystems that they engage with. Two standout examples bring this to life. In Chile, Alejandra and her team at the Iloilo Biological Reserve celebrated the return of the endangered huemul deer to the Andes, a result of over 20 years of dedicated conservation work. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, Badu Padu marked a decade of sea turtle conservation. And alone, the team organized 26 beach cleanups across 6 islands and continued efforts to introduce endangered turtles, showcasing what is possible when science, community, and tourism come together. And these are just 2 of many inspiring stories featured in the Impact Report. Half of our members also shared that they have now climate action plans or strategic sustainability plans, helping them to track their progress and to set clear goals for the future. Environmental data continues to be more robust, and we are seeing real momentum in the areas like water recycle, renewable energy, and waste processing, making the case for off-the-grid investment stronger than ever. If conservation is really the foundation of the Long Run, community is the beating heart. In 2024, our members employed over 3,300 people, with 42% of those roles held by women, which is a significant jump from 2023. And 86% of our members now have a dedicated sustainability person or somebody leading the work across the 4 Cs in their business. These custodians are critical to their journey that the business is undertaking. Members have also maintained over 294 active community partnerships, spanning health, education, house, food security, women empowerment, and many more. At Saruni Base Camp in Kenya, who recently became our first group member, increased their conservation fees, for example, to community landowners by 40%. They expanded their artisan sales by 74% and doubled their community spending on local produce and livestock, all while employing 86% of their staff from the local communities. Culture, our 3rd C, is often the hardest, to be honest, for Mandy. It's hard to define, yet it is one of the most powerful when truly embraced. Across our membership, we've seen a growing number of culture, ethical groups being engaged, being collaborated and celebrated. Members continue to explore what really culture means to them, looking both at traditional but also contemporary culture and how they can support culture continually, as well as culture change in the way that provides meaningful and mutual beneficial engagement. Many are doing this by working closely with local artisans and the custodians of the culture, fostering respectful and long-term engagement. A great example comes from Kualoa Ranch in Hawaii, where staff now receive formal training on Hawaiian language and culture. And in 2024, they welcomed over 15,000 guests through their Malamala Maina experience and led culture exchange program with international schools. This isn't also just about preserving cultural heritage that is static. It is also about supporting culture as a living, as an evolving expression of place and people. And finally, obviously, there's commerce, the 4C. We need commerce to pay for the rest. Otherwise, it is not possible. And in 2024, our members collectively invested over 17.3 million, both in cash and in kind, into conservation, community, and culture, in addition to 17 million in salaries, as I said earlier. These investments directly supported nature conservation, communities, culture preservation, and celebration. We are proud to report that also over 97% of our members work with local suppliers wherever possible, helping ensure that the tourism money gain stays in the places where they have the greatest impact, and that is locally. Our members don't just think in yearly cycle, they think long term. That is why we are called the long run. We are in it for the long run. As new members join, we support them in using the 4Cs framework as a framework to see where they're now, but also as a roadmap to connect the here and now with where do they want to go, making sure they can accelerate the business and have true impact that is both profitable for the business and the bottom line, but also ensures that communities, cultures, and the people thrive. One inspiring example comes from Castle Leslie in Ireland, which we invested over 53,000 euros into restoration, biodiversity, and local partnerships, including the conservation of the historic famine wall, originally built in 1845 to provide employment during the Great Famine. In 2024, it became a symbol for regenerative commerce, where hospitality, heritage, and local resilience meet. I also wanted to acknowledge the growing group of travel business members. They play a vital role in communicating the impact of what is happening on the ground to travelers and partners, helping shape better choices for the future. In 2024, our travel businesses channeled over 1.66 million into local impact, and many continue to seek out and support meaningful partnership and projects. We are excited to see so many travel businesses wanting to understand where their impact lies and how they can accelerate it. As we look ahead for the rest of 2025, and there is only 6 odd months to go, the long run is deep in the focus of impact measurement. We want to improve how we track impact, how we communicate it, but also investment readiness and financial innovation. Our goal is to ensure that our members not only are seen as sustainability leaders, but are recognized as serious, investable change makers shaping the future of tourism. Because of the decisive decade for our planet, nature-based tourism must move from the margin to the mainstream. We need models that work, and we need proof that they do. And that is what the long run community is all about. So thank you so much for being here. We really invite you to stay around for the next 2 days of the Impact Show. We will highlight and celebrate many of our members who are really redefining what it means for businesses to support nature, people, and the planet, and not just in theory, but what is possible in practice. So thank you so much for joining.